Okay, class, we are getting ready to continue our cursive handwriting in penmanship. Today we'll be moving on to the letter D. And our first line is writing the letter D as you know it. Now the letter D is a tall letter, so that letter D is going up to touch your red line at the top. This part of the D, the part that is start off with the letter C, is pulling up those two blue lines. The letter D is a tall letter, so it's going to go up and touch the top red line. So this is how you are accustomed writing your letter D. So for our cursive letter D, we're going to start on the bottom blue line. We're going to start by writing that letter C that you learned in the first lesson. And then you're going to take it and you're going to go up and come down, because the letter D is touching your top red line. Make your C, but then you go up and you come down straight with your letter D. Always make sure that your letter D is standing straight. We don't want it leaning. We don't want it leaning forward like this. We don't want that. Neither do we want it leaning backward like this. Right? We don't want that. We want the letter D to be standing straight and tall. Let me just fix that. And that's what the eraser is there for, to fix your work. Alright, that's better. You start by writing the C, you go up, you touch the top red line and you come straight down. You put them finger spaces apart. So we'll try that again. Now, we're going to add another part to the letter D. So notice I stopped here. So I have the beginning part. I went up to touch the top red line and I'm coming down. And when I come down, I come straight down, I will stop here and I will add that part there at the back. So from the C, we took it and we made a D. So now you have the front part, the front attachment and the back attachment there for the cursive D. So you begin it, you make your C, you take it up, straight down, and then you add a little part at the back there for your cursive D. Remember to stop just before you go off the page. So let's practice this cursive D. Let's continue with another line, practicing that cursive D with the front attachment and the back one. You have to write that whole D with your pencil on the paper. Make sure this part is filling up those blue lines. And make sure that D is going and touching your top red line. Okay, so let's do a pattern with the letter D. So we're taking this D, we're taking it and carrying it and joining it to another D. Notice I'm seeing exactly where the two D's are joining. They are not sticking up on each other, but I am not stretching them out too much. So where I stop here, I take this and I go on to make my next D. Some students have different ways of writing some of your letters. But with cursive handwriting, you try to follow my directions in developing that cursive handwriting. Try to make sure all your D's are standing up straight and tall. They are not leaning. I'll just add one more here and ending off with my ending part here. So now that we have practiced writing the cursive letter D, we will continue with some groups of words. My groups of words are going to be using the three letters which we have done so far, the C, the A, and the D. So I have the letter C, the letter A, and the letter D. Now if you notice those three letters, they have similar movements in making them. The C, the A, and the D. All of the letters, all these letters are filling up your blue lines, only the letter D is going up to touch your top red line. C, A, D. So you have the beginning of the C, and then because the D is the last letter, you have the ending part to the D. So the C went on to join into A, and the A went on to join to D. And based on the three letters, we can use the letter D, join it to letter A, and then come back and join that to another letter D, and we have the word dad. But we write in dad using cursive writing. So we will write a few more groups of dad. A, D. We have the beginning of the D, and we have the ending of the D on this end. D, put it and join it to A, and then carry it to join it to another D. We have one more group. We have one more word, the word add, which is spelled A, D, D. So we started the beginning of the A and the ending to the D. And all letters are joined. Try not to stretch it out. Some of you might be writing and you're stretching it out, and then you're stretching it out again. Let's try not to stretch it out too much. You bring it in closer, bring those letters closer together. When I look at it, I must see the letters joining to each other. And I want to see the beginning of the word where A starts, and I want to see the ending of the word where the D ends. So that's our lesson for today. Writing the cursive letter D. Remember to keep practicing to develop that beautiful handwriting I know you are capable of.